This is JP Smith from Boxing Luton. I am here and I feel very welcome. I'm at IQ Boxing in Neasden and with the man himself, Xavier Miller. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thank you. Good.
Now, it is Xavier or Xavier?
Xavier.
Xavier, okay.
Yeah.
The minute I said that, I thought I had got it wrong. We've only met about 300 times, so let's get it right, you know what I mean? How are you, pal?
I'm good, very good.
We're building now towards March 7th, and I know you've got a lot going on in terms of your fighters, because, you know, we look at you in terms of how you deal with K Prosper, but you've got so much going on in boxing at the moment, don't you?
Yeah, definitely.
How's life? How's boxing life for you?
It's really good. I mean, everything really is going to plan. The whole plan from the beginning was to start going for titles in 2020. So I think really all the boxes I've got now are like heading towards a southern area, English, British, and so on. So yeah, it's going as expected, because we put, you know, me and my business partner Nick, the other head coach, we put a lot of years into the amateurs, and you know, the whole idea was to have professional boxers. So, you know, thank God everything's going to plan.
So you've been around the game a long time.
I have, yeah.
So what, as far as you're concerned, what would be success for you in boxing?
To be honest with you, every boxer's ceiling is different. So a southern area to some boxers would feel like their world title. Yeah. So you know, Kay's an example. You know, that title meant so much to him. You know, he said he wanted to achieve something in boxing. So that's what I'm going to try and do for all the fighters. I just want them to come away from the sport and have achieved something, and it's not easy. You know, everybody's working hard to do the same thing. You know, either you're going to be bossing the small shows and win those lower titles, or you're going to be going on to get signed to a major and, you know, progress with your career. But everybody's career is just different, so I don't grade one of my boxers against the other. You know, I just take it one day at a time. And what I do like about the ethos and the attitude at this gym is that we as a collective are not scared to challenge someone for their belt. Yeah. You know, to take chances, take gambles. You know, like for example, one of my boxers, Dennis Wahome, he's going to be fighting Liam Dillon. Right. Dennis has got 7 fights, and he's going straight in for an English title shot. Yeah. Same with Kay. When I met Kay, wanted to box for an English title, and not scared to take the risk. Yeah. Robbie Chapman, you know, had a go challenging Brad Pauls as well. I give him a lot of credit. You know, taking a challenge like that in Brad's hometown. You know, he came up short, but he tried. And for me, if you're in boxing, you should be in boxing to try and achieve something. And you know, when you're coming from, if you haven't been signed by a major promoter, you know, you have to take chances. You know, when that phone call comes, you've got to take chances. Obviously, if I think that there's no chance that we can win, I wouldn't do it. But if I think we've got a chance, yeah. It's a gamble. I
often say to boxers that you really want somebody who's in your corner who's about 95% as ambitious as you. Because even a featherweight would think he could knock out Anthony Joshua. That's how ambitious some boxers are. Yeah. So you've got to have somebody who's able to go to, you know what, not just now. We'll get to there, but we need to just think about how we're going to go and get you ready. And that's where your eyes come in, isn't it? Yeah,
and I give praise to Steve Goodwin as well. You know, most of my fighters are signed with Steve. Yeah. You know, I had a long talk with my business partner Nick when we first decided to go pro, and I wanted to go with somebody who builds fighters, you know, on the small circuit. And I like the idea of you learning your apprenticeship. And Steve's his organisation is so well managed, so professional that you know, I've just been really happy with the way that all my fighters have progressed through Steve. I'm just hoping this year that 1 or 2 of them will hopefully get signed to someone major, so that they can progress with their career, because obviously everyone's ambitions are different. Yeah. And, but yeah, you know, I think everything's gone as expected. Really happy with everybody at the moment.
And I think you agree, because I mean, my dealings with Steve since I started boxing Luton 3 years ago was fantastic. Human being to deal with, just in person, anything to do with Kevin Campion or any of the guys behind the scene. Yeah, Josh. As well as great. And Josh, you know, or Olivia, any of them. Yeah. And that really progresses through the professionalism for how to run things, but the shows as well. I mean, the shows are market leading. They're way ahead of everything else, aren't they? Definitely. Phenomenal.
Definitely, really well organised, a well tuned machine down at a Goodwin. So that's helped a lot as well, because you know, it was Don Charles that actually introduced me to Steve Goodwin.
Right.
When I went to see Don first, and I said, Don, this is what I want to do, and he said, well, you're not going anywhere else except for going to Steve.
Yeah.
So since then, there's not 3-4 days don't go past that I don't actually speak to Steve. I always know what I'm doing with my boxers, you know, because he's so organised. So yeah, and I'm hoping that continues, you know, and I'm hoping the boxers are patient, do things the right way, and so when their chance comes, they're ready to go.
And that's the thing in your job, is you know what you want for the boxers. The boxers kind of know what you want, what they want, but you got to meet in the middle, like you said, and you got to kind of try and make sure that you've got things flowing with their manager and get all of that, and everybody's got to be singing from the same hymn sheet. And
Definitely.
You know, sometimes that's difficult because you're dealing with human beings who are, you know, they're flexible. They're going, oh, maybe you know. You can talk to a boxer today and talk to a boxer tomorrow and they come up with 2 different answers.
It's true.
It's true, isn't it?
It's very, very true. But you know, it's just about that trust, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you know, I've got my own ways of going about my business, the way I train fighters, and it's not for everybody. And there's loads of good trainers out there. It might be a case of maybe a different coach is just better for you. Maybe you might need that change, but I've practically kept every boxer that I've signed up, so we've been together for a long time, so the trust relationship's there. Win, lose or draw, we come back in the gym the next day and we work and we just work our way back up there, you know. That's the attitude here.
And there always seems to be a great atmosphere in the gym, you know, even a couple of people kicking around at each time. It does seem like there's a good team of people around, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a little bit too hectic sometimes. But
oh yeah?
Yeah, I'm a loner. I like peace and quiet, so I like training one fighter at a time.
Yeah.
Because that's how I was taught, but yeah, I'm getting used to it.
But so your levels in boxing extend from dealing with amateur fighters before, moving to the program, and now you're moving up as far as like Dillian White. You've had some involvement in him as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, again, give a shout out to Don Charles. I mean, he embraced me, and he said that, you know, he wanted me to do things properly. He had to do things the hard way, and in boxing it's always going to be the hard way anyway. But he said there's certain moves that he needs me to make that he didn't make, and he wants to guide me, which I'm just so grateful to him for. And he just called me out of the blue and said, right, okay, you know, this person's fighting, you know, on Saturday, I want you in the corner. And that could be Frank Buglione, it could be Miles Shinkun, that could be Derek Chisora. So again, that's another box tick for me, because I've been on the big stage. So there's nothing that can faze me. I've just, you know, it's been part of my development. So I'm just really happy that, you know, I had someone like Don, and you know, recently started getting involved with Team White as well, with Dillian. Unbelievable fighter, really, really clever. He's got the heart, the hunger, and you know, actually, what you see on the screen, that is Dillian. You know,
that was the next question.
That is Dillian. So it's been amazing to work with him as well, and you know, and the talent that we've got in the gym. So, like I said, you know, it's just, to me, what's happening right now is years of building. Yeah. So it's not a shock to me and Nick what's happening, because this is what we've worked so hard for. You know, so this year we titles. That's what we're interested in, being involved in big fights.
So from the glamour of these big shows at the O2, you're going to be turning up on March 7th in Dunstable. So it's going to be a bit of a change of pace for you. So how's your preparations with Keir Pross?
Honestly, I like all shows. Yeah. Even when some of the amateurs here are fighting, you know, especially the tournaments. You know, I go there just to support or just watch the other fighters that are there. I'm not going to lie, I'm scouting as well. Yeah. but I love just watching boxing. You know, sometimes I'll watch a whole amateur show. I'll just be sitting in the back. I might call one of the boxers here and say, let's go and watch this show, and I'm just there. So yeah, I don't mind where they're fighting. Once there's a ring, I'm happy, and there's a changing room, I'm good to go. You know, you know, with Kay, I'm confident about this fight. I've been confident about Kay since the time he came here to Neasden, because I think he's an outstanding fighter. I just think that he needed guidance, and he needed tweaks here and there. Need to make a few changes, but he's been man enough to do it, and it's hard to change. Yeah. It's not easy to, especially when you've been boxing that long. It's hard to change, and that's why I've got so much respect for him, because it's been tough in here. You know, we've had our battles as well, because obviously I want things done a certain way, and I'm saying to him, if you do it this way, then you know you'll be successful. But he understands that now, and that's why, you know, I always say, when you take on a new fighter, don't expect miracles straight away. It takes time to build that relationship. You know, it does take time. And I think me and Kay have been together about 1.5 years now. This will be our 4th fight together, about our 5th or 6th training camp. So we gelled now. We understand each other. You know, we're sitting in the corner, I'm speaking to him, he responds. The next round he goes straight out, he executes, and that takes time. So you know, every time I hear like a boxer getting another coach in, you know, at first I always say, just take time. You know, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it.
Yeah.
It does take time. So yeah, Kay's more than ready. Let's just hope that he gets his defends this belt, and then gets a shot at the British title. He really does deserve it. He's done it the hard way.
Yeah.
He really has had to do it the hard way. I mean, Sam Mason is a person who had the English title. I think he was rated about 1920 on BoxRec, but no one in the top 10 in that weight division called him out.
Yeah.
And he had the belt.
No way.
That tells you all you need to know. And Kay came here and asked for that guy. So that's why I've got so much respect for Kay.
I think it's testament to your relationship with Kay that after that first fight, and we know how it went down in the draw, because it felt like a loss, I know, for Kay. I know he was in bits, and you know, when he came backstage at your call, the first thing I said to him, I said, your career starts now. This is huge for you. This is my exact word. I said, your career starts now. And I knew you were saying the exact same things, is that this is, you know, no matter what the result was there, you showed so much heart, and on top of that, the fans getting behind him, it was just huge.
Yeah, that atmosphere,
it was just blew my mind.
That atmosphere was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the same again. You know, we came, and in the dressing room it was hard. You know, I just said to him, listen, don't worry, it's a draw. We'll get another shot at him. We're just going to change 1 or 2 things, and I promise you'll get it. You'll get it. And he came back next training camp. You know, we had a discussion about where we were going to go next. We didn't know if we were going to get the immediate rematch, but we were very positive. Yeah, we just, you know, we were happy when we finally got it. We said, right, we know what we're going to do. Again, I brought in good sparring partners for Kay. I mean, since Kay's been with me, he sparred the likes of Josh Taylor, Luke Campbell, and he said he hadn't sparred anyone like that before, that level. And I said to him, well, don't worry about the name. I'm telling you, you're good enough. I'll take you down and you'll see. You know, because Kay can do everything. He's got power in both hands. He can switch. He can box on the back foot. He can box going forward. He's a very good body puncher. He can knock guys down with 1 punch. The kid's got everything. I know he's 35, but I said to him, you're actually peaking.
Yeah.
You know, boxing to me is about the amount of fights you've had and the amount of wars. That's the age to me. It's not actually the number of how old you are. Kay's only had, what, 14 fights?
And a few early finishes as well, you know.
Yeah. So he hasn't had a long boxing career. So anyone who thinks that, you know, he's 35 is, you know, let's go and get him now, well, good luck.
Come and get it, yeah.
Good luck. Yeah, he's dangerous.
So if he gets through this fight, and we both think he will, of course we do, because we know how strong he is and we know how eager he is.
It'll be tough though.
It'll be tough.
It'll be tough. The guy's 6'2". He can box.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been at that level before, so it will be another good test for Kay.
And as you said to me, he just had 1 loss, and that was a tough fight for him. And you know,
against Akeem Ennis-Brown.
Yeah. It was,
who again, another one that I rate highly. You know, I think that division is hot anyway. There's a lot of good guys there. So it will be a very, very tough fight. I'm expecting a tough fight, a long fight. But you know, I expect Kay to win, and then we'll see where we go from there.
So, any idea where you go from there without going into specifics?
Yeah,
would it be directly to British title?
Well,
if possible, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever think about anything else apart from Bilal, about his opponent, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I know that obviously Steve is going to do his job, and you know, Kay, he'll get his shot. You'll get a shot. You hover around long enough, you'll get the call. It'll come. But you just keep busy and keep doing what you're doing. You know, if you wait around too long, you get stale. So, you know, keep working. That's
the thing. And people often talk about boxers getting a lucky shot in boxing, but you know what? They're not lucky if they're in there training in the gym, putting the work in, and somebody slips out, and next thing they've got a shot. Honestly, that's so overrated when people think get a lucky shot. It doesn't happen.
You've got to be in it to win it.
You've got to be grafting away all that time.
All these boxers are on BoxRec. They're all there. As long as you're active, you can get that phone call at any time. And if you get that call, and you get that shot and you do well, you deserve all the respect in the world.
100%.
Yeah, because you work so hard.
And I think I agree with what you said earlier about Kay, is that, you know, you know a lot of boxers, I know a lot of boxers, but a lot of them, you know, he's not really about that life of boxing, all the glitz and the glamour. He really just wanted a belt, didn't he?
Yes.
He really just wanted to win a belt and put a belt over his head, and that's what he's got. That's what I really wanted for Kay, was that. None of the other stuff mattered so much, but now he's got it. Now he's got that ambition, which is fantastic.
But that's exactly how you should look at boxing. You should look at the next, you know, that you should be focusing on that challenge and not looking too far ahead. You know, once we've done that, now we've got the English title. Now, of course, we're talking about British and moving forward. So, yeah, he's doing things the right way. You know, and as far as I'm aware, he's the first English champion in Luton.
Yeah, he is 100%. Yeah.
So he's made history. Made his family proud, made his friends proud, and you know, he works with young kids as well, so he's a role model for them. So yeah, fantastic achievement. So
shall we have another catch up in a few weeks? Maybe get Kay down here and see if we can get him get him in front of the camera instead of the Scarlet Pimpernel. We seek him here, we seek him there. The way he was on.
He's going to get moody soon. I've got a lot of tough sparring coming from him now. Yeah. Yeah, he'll be sparring about 2-3 times a week. So yeah, it's where we're deep into training camp now. So yeah, come down any time, no problem.
Brilliant. Thanks a million. Cheers, Chef.
You're welcome.